Dumelang, ke nna Japhta Mokoena go tšwa JL Productions. Fa ke na le Kevin Carney, morutiši wa moithaopi go tšwa America, Chicago. Gomme yena o ruta English Mpelege Matlala Primary School. Jwale fa ke rata go mo interviewa ke mmotšiše dipotšišo tše pedi tše tharo mabapi le mošomo a o dirang mola sekolong sa Mpelege Matlala. Dumela Kevin.
Ae.
Le kae?
Rehona, Lena, okay.
Rehona. Let me take this opportunity to welcome you to a new year 2017. I am so pleased to see you again this year.
And I am very pleased to be back again. I think this is going to be an even better year than last year.
I hope so too. 2016 academic year came to an end on the 9th of December 2016. How do you evaluate your performance for that year, more particularly in English subject?
Well, it was my first year teaching English here at Mpelege Matlala, and it was a learning experience for me. I had a lot to learn about the education system here and in South Africa, and in particular at Mpelege Matlala. I had to learn the names and the whole methodology of teaching in South Africa, which is different than in Chicago. So I learned a lot, and I am going to incorporate what I learned to make myself a better and more effective teacher in 2017.
We find different learners in one classroom. Some are gabotse in terms of manners, whereas some go out of order sometimes when they are not monitored. How do you keep discipline in such a class?
Well, that's a very good question, and that is my biggest challenge, is classroom management.
Yes.
It's difficult for many reasons. One reason is I can't really communicate clearly to the learners. I say things and I don't think they understand me.
Language issue.
The language issue. So that communication breakdown. So that leads to frustrations on the learner's part and on my part. And this year I'm going to try to control better my anger so that I don't shout too much at the learners. I know that was a problem last year, and this year one of my goals is to tone down my my shouting.
Yeah, talking about anger, there are these learners who could not listen even after being called to order for many times, and obviously that can lead to the teacher being furious. How will you control your anger should it happen that you become angry during the lesson?
Well, I am talking more slowly, and I am slowing down my pace compared to last year. So I'm not reacting as quickly. In English we say I'm not flying off the handle. I'm thinking more. And I know it may not seem like it, but I think I am managing behavior better and staying on top of it and not letting it get out of hand. Last year, I ignored the learners when they were disrespecting me and pretended like it wasn't happening. But this year, I'm being honest, and I'm saying if the learners are disrespecting me, I'm going to call them on it and say, you can't do that. Sorry.
Do they listen if you call them to order?
It's a day-by-day basis. There are some students that always listen, always. There are some students that listen 90% of the time. And then there are some that just really aren't interested in learning, and it's hard for me to make them listen. So they don't all listen, but I would say in grade 6, so far, it's only been 2 weeks, I'd say all of them listen. Grade 7, there are a few that I'm still struggling with.
Okay. So what do you do with them if they don't listen? You just leave them, or
No,
is
I'm
there
calling
anything?
them on it. I'm saying that you have to, I'm sorry, but you have to respect me. And they don't like to hear that. They don't want to hear that message, but I'm calling them on it. I'm saying, it's not like last year where I let you push me and disrespect me. This year, I'm not going to allow that to
And they
happen.
eventually listen to that message.
Well, it's better, I can tell, this year than last year. For me, from my standpoint. But from the learner's standpoint, I don't know what the learners are thinking. Maybe they think it's worse. But I feel better about myself, and I feel like I'm not insulting anybody. I'm trying to, if I criticize, to make it constructive and not lose my temper and say something that I don't want to say or that I don't mean.
Some learners could not meet past requirements last year, and for that reason, they failed to progress to the next classes. What message of encouragement can you send to them?
Well, those that did not do well last year, or if they were held back, learning a language is a long process, and I would say I know what I'm talking about because I'm in the same situation of learning a foreign language, and I know that it's difficult. I'm trying to learn Sepedi, and I'm not learning it very quickly, and all I would say to them is stick to it, don't give up, and keep trying, and you can always ask my help. I am here to help you learn, and I understand your frustrations in learning a strange language like English.
What message can you send to the learners who did Haboti?
They encourage me. They motivate me. There are some learners in every class that I can always look at their face, and it's encouraging to look and see that they are following, they're understanding, and that keeps me going. And all I can say to them is thank you for encouraging me.
Taking you back again to the year 2016, you did a tremendous job in conducting grassroots soccer program. Are you going to continue conducting it again this year, or are you giving up on it?
Well, it may sound strange, but I thoroughly enjoyed teaching grassroots soccer last year. In fact, I think I had more success with the grassroots soccer program than I did sometimes in the classroom. I had the sense that the learners enjoyed grassroots soccer. They liked it. They came because they wanted to come. Sometimes the learners come to English class because they have to, not because they want to. But grassroots soccer is just voluntary, so they only come if they like it. And it's easier to control the behavior and to accomplish my goals if the students are there because they want to be there. So yes, I'm going to do it again with Mr. Mokoena in 2017. In fact, if all goes well, we will do it 2 times. We'll start, I think, the first week of February, and then it'll last, I don't know, 8 weeks, or I'm not sure, 7 or 8 weeks. And then we'll do it again, maybe in March or April.
Okay. Tell us about your experience in managing the school library, the challenges that you came across during the past academic years.
I like the library. I think the library is one of the most worthwhile activities that I am conducting. I get great satisfaction out of seeing the learners looking at the books, checking them out, and reading them and talking about them. Because I know for me personally, as a learner, when I was in school, I enjoyed the library, and it helped me helped me learning, it helped me through difficult times. The library is a very important part of anybody's education. So yes, my only regret is we can't expand the library. I don't know where to
That's
put
the
the new
challenge.
books. I can order the new books from Biblionuff tomorrow, Rosasa. But
But there's no space to put it. That's
I
the
don't know where to
challenge.
put them.
So, talking about the importance of the library. What are those important things in the library?
The library is the foundation of building your knowledge. You can go to the library and choose a book on any subject that pleases you, whether it's fiction, a story, or nonfiction about science, a biography, poetry. We've got, I'd say, close to 650 books. During the December-January vacation, I received or bought about maybe 15 new books.
Okay. What are your plans for 2017 academic year?
Well, I'm going to follow the same curriculum as last year. I mean, the curriculum is pretty much prescribed by the Limpopo Department of Education, but I have my notes left over from last year, so I know what to expect. I know what I'm going to cover and what succeeded last year and what did not work. I know some activities did not work, and it's difficult for the learners. For example, sometimes their listening skills aren't so good. When I read a story to them and then ask them questions on the story, if they don't see the story written and they just hear it, it's very difficult for many, many learners. So listening skills is something that I have to help them with more than I did last year. Last year, I didn't help them enough with that listening.
This concludes my session. Thank you very much for making time. I am looking forward to a great year.
I'm looking forward to the best year ever.
Ke a leboga.
Ke a leboga.
From me, Japhta Mokoena from JL Productions. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.